All right, welcome on in everyone. My name is Coach Christian, with me today, Coach Heather, and we have a great Coach Care Connect workout for you guys today. We're gonna go through a nice long circuit. It's gonna be a 40-20 circuit today where you are gonna need a kettlebell. Or if you have a dumbbell, we can make that work as well, but we are gonna be using a kettlebell. So if you have a good kettlebell, let's get that out and ready to go today. Other than that, let's get warmed up right away. We'll tell you a little bit more about the circuit as we get into it, but we are gonna start with an overhead reverse lunge. So arms overhead for this one, reverse lunge. We're gonna step back into our lunge. So you can see Heather keeps her chest very tall on this one, nice and upright with her spine as she steps back into those lunges. We're gonna knock out 10 total reps there. You can alternate, so 5 on each side. There we go. Again, your goal is to keep the arms locked out, keep those shoulders back, keep the chest nice and tall. There we go. Now, when you're done with your 10, we're gonna go into a single leg reach. So kind of like a single leg deadlift. If you wanna use the wall or anything next to you to hold on to for balance, I'm perfectly fine with that, because this one's all about mobility and getting deep into your range of motion. So as you can see, Heather's kicking that back leg back. She's got the soft bend in her bottom knee. You don't want it locked out all the way, but you want that little bit of bend to really turn on the hamstring. Good, hit 5 on one side, and then we will switch over to 5 on the other side. Take your time, get some good reps here, quality reps in the warm-up. Get your body ready to go and ready to move today. Good. Now when you are done, take it down to the hands and knees. We're gonna do some bird dogs next. Some quad Superman tucks, whatever you wanna call them. Perfect, so hands and knees, hands right under the shoulders, knees under the hips. We're gonna extend opposite arm, opposite leg. We're gonna do 5 reps on each side here, knee to elbow. Extend, hold for a quick second before you come back in. Good, so control on this one. Make this one challenging by engaging the core, so squeezing it. Again, like someone's about to punch you in the stomach, right? It's that feeling in the core, the brace of the core is what we're looking for here. Good, 5 on each side there, and then we're gonna hop it up to the feet. Good, it's coming up next to finish up our warm-up. We are gonna do some Z hops with the feet together. We're gonna hop in a Z formation there. We're gonna go back and forth for 20 total hops. 20 total hops there. Now again, no matter where you are in the warm-up, just keep going through it here. We're gonna get into our demo next after those 20 hops, and then we'll get into our circuit. So if you guys are still warming up, getting any stretches that you wanna do, you can absolutely do that. But first exercise today is gonna be the one that it's kind of like our skill acquisition for the day. It's a figure 8 to hold. So it's very much like a kettlebell swing, but we're gonna add a little twist to it. Something you gotta think about while you're doing it. So we're gonna start in the hold position. Heather's got it at her chest, she's got one hand on. You're always gonna come back in between your legs and come around. So you're gonna switch hands at the bottom and come back up to that swing position or that hold position. So again, you come down through, around to your other hand, and then up to the chest. Brace at the chest, keep a quick little pause, get ready for that next rep. You can think about it quick and then get after it there. Now, as you bend, you wanna keep that nice flat back, keep the core tight on that one, always to try to protect your low back. So perfect. After that, we are going to do a kettlebell clean. So 40 seconds of our figure 8 to hold, you'll have a 20-second rest, and then we're gonna get into our clean. Now, we will switch the halfway point in this one, so we're gonna do 20 seconds on one side, get into that nice position like you're about to do a vertical jump, right? So knees bent at the bottom, chest is proud, back is flat, and then we twist that thing up to our front rack position. So use the core, keep the back flat, and get that thing nice and high. So boom, we'll go 20 on each side again there. After that, we are gonna do a kneeling push-up to a T. So we're gonna get on the ground for this one. High plank position, but on the knees here. So you're gonna hit that push-up. You can take it from the toes if you want as well, but it's 40 seconds, so that's a pretty long time. Then we're gonna open up that shoulder into our T position, get a little core rotation, keeping everything nice and stable and tight there as we hit our T. If you have any shoulder issues and you can't do the T on that one, we can just take it into the push-ups and take that T out. So boom, there's exercise number 3. Number 4, we are gonna go into a sumo deadlift. This one's all about the setup, kind of just like a regular deadlift, except your feet are gonna be a little bit wider, and we point those toes out. From here, we're gonna drive the knees out on the way down. You're gonna grab that thing, nice flat back is always what we wanna focus on with a deadlift. From here, it's the same as your regular deadlift. Focus on the same things. Focus on the core being nice and tight. Soft bend in the knees here. So as you can see it from the side, you don't want the knees completely locked out. Just got that little bit of bend, and that's how we really get the right muscle group, the big posterior chain, a lot of the glutes on this one as well. So right there for 40 seconds. If you're having any troubles with that one, you can always do a regular deadlift in there as well. Exercise 5, we're gonna do a 2-point row. So our 2 points of contact are going to be our 2 feet on the ground, chest is nice and stable, and we're rowing into the bottom of the rib cage, kind of that top of the hip area, as we drive our elbow back. We will switch at the halfway point on that one as well. Then our last exercise, we're going to finish with a bang here. You got a minute rest after each round, but we're going to finish with some squat jumps. So 40 seconds of them. I want you to pace yourself, find a pace that you can do for the 40 seconds. If you're not jumping today, we can show you. We're going to take it up to a calf raise. So just a little bit less on the intensity there, with a little bit less on the impact. So perfect. Now we're ready. Those are 6 exercises, 40-20. It's going to be 3 rounds of it. We're going to get started in about 25 seconds. So grab your weights and let's get ready. All right, guys, so I'm gonna get the timer ready to roll here. Again, we got about 15 seconds here, so let's get ready for our figure 8 to hold. Again, we're gonna come down in between the legs and come around for that one. 10 seconds, I'm gonna start my timer here. And we are gonna get after this one today. Again, 40 seconds of work, 20 seconds of rest, figure 8 to hold to start. Remember that swing, but we're coming between the legs and around. 2, 1, let's go. All right, 40 seconds at a time today. When you get back up to the top, quick hold, think about that next rep, think about what your movement needs to be for it. So Heather does a really good job of keeping their nice flat back and really working those posterior chains, which is, again, posterior chains, your hamstrings, your glutes, and a little bit of your lower back in there. You're over halfway through the round. You are switching arms every round or every rep, so you don't need to worry about alternating there. What we need to worry about is keeping the core tight and keeping that back flat 10 seconds. Good, couple reps to the finish line. Drive those hips forward to help you get that kettlebell up to the top. 3, 2, 1, and done. 20 seconds here. Kettlebell clean coming next. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna uncork the bottle on this one, right? We're gonna twist it up, or what do we call that? Uncorking the bottle, yeah, that's right, that's right. So as you come up, we're gonna palm down, palm in a little bit, and then twist that thing up into the top. 3, 2, 1, let's go. There it is, there it is. So again, you're flipping that thing up. There's kind of a couple different ways that you can do it. You can twist, you can flip, however you want to get that kettlebell up to that front rack position, or dumbbell, whatever you're using. That's the goal today. A little hinge and then driving up, actively bringing the hips forward. It's a pretty similar movement to that last round. Here we go. In 2, 1, let's switch sides halfway through the round. So the figure 8 to hold and the cleat, it works almost the same muscle groups here. It's that posterior chain and the core that you're getting a lot of work in these first 2 rounds of our circuit today. 4 seconds. 3, 2, 1. There it is. Done with it. All right. Round 3, we're going kneeling push-up into a T. So on the knees here, as you come up into that push-up, we open up. Again, if you want to take it from the toes, you absolutely can. That is up to you. We got 7 seconds to rest to get yourself ready. And let's do it in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Good, so open it up, alternate sides as you hit these as well. Open it up the other way. I love it. Another great thing that you can do if you want to, you can take it to the knees for the push-ups and then come back up to the toes for that T. It almost makes it a little bit easier to get into a flow with the T. But again, that's up to you. You're halfway through the round, 20 seconds of work. You're starting to really feel it in the chest from those push-ups. Maybe take a second longer in the T. That's a good way to kind of gauge your round, to adjust and get yourself through it so you're not stopping working. You're just going to keep on working. 3, 2, 1, and done. Halfway through our first round here, we are going into the sumo deadlift next. So posterior chain again coming into play. We're going to smash that lower body today. 10 seconds and we will go. Remember, nice wide stance. Get the feet pointed out on this one as well. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Let's do it. This is a great exercise today. Probably one of your heaviest weights of the day. So if you want to go heavy on any exercise, I would definitely choose this one today. Maybe if you can get a couple kettlebells, a couple different weights that you can hold. If you have access to a barbell and you can do that, I'd be cool with that. Any way that you can weight yourself up and hinge today, that's going to be the goal for this round. Okay, Heather's doing a really good job of keeping the back flat. There's a lot of hinging, so we got to worry about the core today. We got to focus on it, think about it as we're deadlifting to keep it active and to keep it in the right position to protect your low back. 8 seconds. Good. About one more quality rep. 3, 2, 1, and done. All right, 2-point row is coming next. We're going to get the back just a little bit. Got the chest with the push-ups, now we get the back with the rows. Again, 2 points of contact, we split that stance, we don't support the front knee on this one, and as we row, we don't want the shoulders to turn around. So make sure that core is tight, make sure everything's stable. Let's do it. 3, 2, 1, here we go. Good, so pulling that thing right into the bottom of the rib cage, top of the hip, right in that area. Perfect. We will switch at the halfway point as well. I'll let you know when that is. You got about 10 more seconds. Perfect. Now, get that nice bent over position. Core stays nice and tight. 3, 2, 1. Other side, switch it up. 20 seconds over here. Good. Again, as you drive control on the way down as well, the way down is just as important as the way up. So if you take it a little bit slower, you get a little bit more time under tension. 3, 2, 1, and done. All right, last round, we're gonna crank it up a little bit with some squat jumps. But what I would say for this round, I would say maybe do 2 squats, do a squat jump. 2 squats, do a squat jump. 40 seconds of squat jumps is a long time, so let's try to figure out ways that we can get through the 40 seconds without having to take breaks. So 2 squats, squat jump. 2 squats, squat jump, let's go. 2, 1, here we go. Good, so hit your 2, and then boom, squat jump, explode up, and land soft. Anytime we're hitting that squat, that jump, you always want to absorb the force with the ankles, the knees, and the hips. And you do that by landing soft. Think like you have a really grumpy neighbor below you and you live in a really old house and you don't want to wake him up in the morning. Him or her. There we go. You're over halfway though. 15 seconds to go. All right now team, last 10. You got a minute break coming up, so let's push it. Let's work to the end of this round in 5, 4, 3, best squat jump of the round, 2, 1. There it is, good. 1 minute to rest, 1 minute. You're done with that first round. We got 2 more to go. So grab a drink of water, hit any stretches maybe if you ought to do that. Walk around a little bit. Get ready for that next figure 8 to hold that's coming your way in about 45 seconds, team. Good, so if you got access to a bunch of weights and you need to adjust weights for any of these exercises, definitely do that. Think about that, if you want to go a little bit heavier in the 2-point row or the sumo deadlift, those are great ones to do it today. But again, the emphasis is going to be on that figure 8 to hold. That's kind of like our skill acquisition for the day. So we're going to emphasize that in this first round, going after it for another 40 seconds. Good, you got just over 15 here to get ready for that next round, so let's start thinking about it a little bit. Figure 8 to hold. Again, you're coming in between the legs and around the knee, back up to that hold position. And then again, it's the same thing as you come in between the legs, around the knee, into your hold. Here we go, team. Let's do it. 3, 2, 1. Round 2, let's go. Well, rep 1. There we go, there we go. Now, this one, it's not gonna be perfect. Every round, I still mess these up when I'm doing it for 40 seconds. You might hit the back of your knee. You might hit, hopefully not your shin. That would really not be good. Those don't feel good. But it's okay if you're messing up this one up a little bit. It's not gonna be perfect, but it's about movement. It's about working your body and thinking. The mind and muscle connection is huge on this one as well. You got 10 seconds to go. Keep that back flat, keep that core tight as we hinge. Good, 5, 3, 2, 1, and done. Done with that one. We got 20 seconds here to get ready for your kettlebell clean, or dumbbell clean, or barbell clean, whatever you're using today. We don't discriminate against equipment. We just like to get you to your goals. So, let's do it. Kettlebell clean, again, I'll let you know at the halfway point to switch. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Good, popping that thing right up into the top. Very good, very good. So think thumb towards you at the bottom and then twist it on up to the top. Uncork the bottle. I love that analogy. Good. 3 more seconds here till we switch sides. 2, 1, and switch. You're halfway through the round. 20 seconds. Let's even up those reps, even up the amount of work you did on both sides. There we go. Now that posterior chain might be feeling a little bit. A lot of swings here. The core, it challenges your core a little bit as well. Getting a little bit tighter. As we do that, we got to focus on our form even more. 2, 1, and rest. All right, kneeling push up to a T, so you can throw that kettlebell off to the side or weight, whatever you're using, and we can go down to our kneeling position. Good. All right, got 7 seconds here. Get yourself ready. Take a nice deep breath. 40 seconds of push-ups to a T. 3, 2, 1, let's go. There we go, open it up. Follow that hand with the eyes as always. Keep your balance for a quick second. Engages the core, keeps you working. Here we go. Find a nice little rhythm on this one as we hit that halfway point in our workout today. Good, halfway through the round here, 20 seconds just under that to go. You find that rhythm, even if you gotta take out some of the range of motion on the push-up, that is okay. Keep pressing here, keep pushing the ground away. That should be your focus. Good, 5 seconds, you got 1, 2 more reps in you. Quality ones, 3, 2, 1, and done. Very good, we are going sumo deadlift next. So shake those arms out a little bit as you stand up. Again, wide stance, feet, toes are pointed slightly out. And we're hinging, so remember that hinge motion. Stick the hips back, try to drive the knees out a little bit as well. Here we go, in 3, 2, 1, let's go. Good, so think about that hinge, think about growing the hamstrings and the glutes on this one. That's where you're gonna get the most work. We gotta think about the core as well. Anytime you're deadlifting, you're really gonna be using your core. So you're already halfway through this round though. Just over 20 seconds to go, 20 seconds. We get halfway through our second round of this circuit already today. You guys have been flying through it, crushing it today. Let's finish off our sumos in these last 10 seconds. Good. Really good. Heather's going after it today. I love it. 4, 3, 2, 1, and done. There we go. 2 more exercises here before we get that nice long break. We got our 2-point row coming up. Again, I'll let you know the halfway point, 20 seconds on each side. But again, we're not going to support that front leg. We're going to split it. And as we row, again, don't open up that front shoulder. You're going to use your core to stay it tight as we row. 3, 2, 1, let's go. All right, so again, pulling in, drive that elbow back. Don't just stop when your elbow gets to your side. We drive past that to get that full range of motion. Really turn on the back on this one. Building big, beautiful, strong backs. There we go, there we go. Again, we gotta be strong pushing as we are pulling. 3, 2, 1, let's switch. Good, so one of the things I like to focus on is creating that balance of push and pull, especially with the upper body. It's a very big imbalance usually in a lot of people. So, are you doing the same amount of pushing if you are to pulling? Think about that. Good, 3, 2, 1, and there it is. Done with that one, we're gonna go into a squat jump next to finish off round 2. So you got to feel that first round. If 2 squats and into the squat jump works for you, stick with that. If you got to go into 3 or 4 squats before you hit the squat jump, you can do that. Maybe you just don't want to do any regular squats and just do squat jumps. You can do that. Here we go. 2, 1, let's go. Finish off round number 2 with a bang. Going after it today. Good. This is like our 1 round of cardio. It's like our sprint for the day. Our push. 30 seconds here to find out what you got in that tank a little bit. Then we get a minute to refill it, to refuel, and to get you ready for your last round of the day. Good, halfway through, 20 seconds to work here, team. Ask yourself, do you have a little bit more? Can I give a little bit more at the end of this round? Maybe I take one of my regular squats out and add a jump squat. Whatever you got in that tank, 7 seconds to go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and done. Full minute to rest here, grab some water, do what you gotta do to get ready for your last round of the day, team. All right, so just like last round as well, if you need to adjust weights again, start thinking about that. If one of those exercises was super, super hard, you can either adjust your weight or we can adjust how we work through the round to get through it. Unless something was too heavy where you couldn't do it, then hopefully you adjust it after the first round. But never know. 30 seconds here. One more round of our figure 8 to clean coming up as well. So last round of it, let's make it our best round. Even if you've been struggling with it a little bit, maybe hitting the back of the knees like I do all the time, that's okay. We're gonna master it in the last round. It takes a lot of reps to master a movement, especially if you haven't done it before. So if it's your first time doing the figure 8, we'll come back to it again. We'll make it even better. But today, let's focus on just getting a little bit closer to where you wanna be. Let's go, 5 seconds, 3, 2, 1, last round of the day, let's do it. Figure 8, right up into that hold quick. There we go. Now, another thing that we commonly see on the figure 8, make sure your feet don't get too wide. Now, a lot of times to compensate for that kettlebell coming in between our legs and around, we widen out our stance too much. And we want to avoid that today. Keep that stance either right under the hips, right under the shoulders, so you're not getting too wide halfway through the round. Good, last time hitting these today. Making it your best round. It's crunch time now. We are in that last bit of our workout today. 10 seconds. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and done. Really good job, team. 20 seconds to quickly rest, and we're going to go into the kettlebell cleans next. We got 5 more movements today. We'll foam roll you guys, and we will kick you out of here to go enjoy the rest of your day. All right, our cleans. Let's do it. Again, we're popping that thing up to the shoulder. Get that elbow underneath. Hold it nice and tight for a second. Reset after each rep. 2, 1, let's go. There we go, there we go. Keep the core tight so you're not bending the lower back as you pick that thing up or go from the ground. So from right here, we got that nice flat back. If your first movement is right there, rounding the back, we gotta engage that core just a little bit more. So if you feel any low back right now, think about core for the rest of this round. Halfway though, switch sides. Good, good. Just over 15 seconds to work in our cleans. One of our last hinge motions of the day. We do have those sumo deadlifts coming up where hopefully we can go pretty heavy. 8 seconds. Good, finishing strong. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Done. Way to go. There it is. Kneeling push up to a T. Coming in hot. Last little bit of pushing today. Upper body pushing. All right. So again, open that chest up on the T. Hit those push-ups. See what we got here. In 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. 40 seconds. There we go. Now let's talk about that push-up a little bit. Hopefully you guys don't have those elbows out too wide. You don't have them in too tight. Kind of that 45-degree angle as we push usually works pretty well. Everyone is a little bit different depending on your shoulders there. Again, if you have shoulder injuries you need to modify, you can absolutely do that. You are over the halfway point though. 15 seconds to go in this round. Last couple push-ups of the day. Let's make them our best. Good. Open that chest up. 7 seconds to go. In 3, 2, 1, done with your push-ups for the day. All right, let's grab your heavy weights for the sumo deadlifts coming up next. Got 15 seconds here to quickly recover. And then again, last hinge movement of the day. Wide stance, toes pointed out. Let's hit it. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Okay, so hinge, the shoulders almost back on this one to keep your back flat. One thing I like to do, if you're feeling that low back at all, you can just take a stand, roll your shoulders back, think about the core nice and tight, back flat as we hinge. It'll help you stay in that right position as you get down into that range of motion. There we go. Now you're halfway through, 20 seconds of your deadlifts left today. Then all we got left is 2-point rows, some squat jumps, and that's it, team. That's it. End is in sight. You got this. Final 10 seconds here though. Let's see some quality reps to that finish line. Good. In 3, 2, 1, and done. Really good, really good. 2-point row coming up next. Again, 2 points of contact. You know what they are. Keep the core tight as we row. We got rows and we got jumps. Two exercises. We can do this today. You got it. Think about how much easier the rest of your day is going to be after you crush a nice, tough workout in wherever you're working out. 3, 2, 1, let's go. There it is, there it is. Nice and stable. Everything is quiet except for that part that's moving. So your arm is moving. Everything else in the body should be nice and stable. What I mean by quiet is not moving. Good. Driving that elbow back. 3, 2, 1. Let's flip it up. Other side. Get right back into it. Drive that elbow back. Again, like we said right away today, don't just stop at the side. Keep that elbow going back to increase that range of motion. Very, very good. 5 seconds here. Couple reps. 3, 2, 1. Done. There it is. Last round of the day. We got 40 seconds of work to go, and it is some squat jumps. What we're going to do, you can go whatever format you want for the first 30 seconds. Last 10, it's all squat jumps. It's like a rapid fire to the finish line. Squat jumps or squat to calf raise. Either way, works for me. But let's be explosive here. 3, 2, 1, let's go. So first 30, find a good pace. Leave a little bit in that tank for those last 10 so we can crank it up just a little bit. There it is, there it is. 30 seconds to go. Working hard today. Those goals, they're right in front of us. We just got to get there with a little bit of work here. All right, we are halfway through the round. Get ready for those last 10 now. Last 10, all squat jumps, all squat to calf raises. Biggest thing I want out of you guys today is some hard work at the end. In 2, 1, 10 seconds, let's see what you got. Go after it here, finish strong, working, pushing. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and done. Grab your foam roller, grab a drink of water, and let's stretch you guys out. Do a little myofascial release. And then we will get you out of here to enjoy the rest of your day. Now, today, the big muscle group of the day was the glutes, the hamstrings, and the lower back. So those are the 3 that we are going to hit today. We are going to start with the glutes. So, take a seat right on that foam roller. We're going to take one foot, put it right on top of our other knee. So if my right foot is on my left knee, my right glute is going to be rolled out. So I got to roll towards the side that you bring that knee up. And then roll the glute from the top all the way down to the bottom. Again, this is one where as soon as you get it the right way, you really start to feel it. You don't need as much pressure as you would need without your foot on the top of your knee here. It opens up the hip. It really allows us to get in there a little bit. All right, let's switch it up. Other side. Good. So now let's talk about your body a little bit right here. If you're feeling the lower back, kind of like I was saying earlier in the workout, you probably need to think about the core just a little bit more in your hinge motions, and that's okay. It's a pretty common problem. It's a very common thing if you haven't been doing a lot of hinges in your life or in the past few years. That's okay. We'll get back to them, but we got to start thinking about that core just a little bit more. Hamstrings coming next. Bottom of the glutes all the way to the bottom of the knees. You can do 1 leg at a time, 2 legs at a time, whatever works for you on this one. Personally, I like 1 leg at a time. I like to roll my foot around a little bit so I make sure I get the inside and the outside of the hamstring. It's a pretty big muscle. It's one that allows us to run really fast and to jump really high. It does a lot of things for us, from walking to standing up to pretty much everything. Every lower body movement, your hamstring is going to be in there in some way. Let's hit the other side if you haven't switched yet. All right. Hit that for a couple more seconds, then we will go to the lower back, or the whole back. So when you're done with that one, take it to the low back, give yourself a quick hug. Try to get the elbows together if you can, and then just slowly work up the back. If you're like me, you might crack around just a little bit. That's all right. I do it every time I get on this phone, really. But it's like the good kind of crack, the ones that feel good. All right. And again, take your time with this one. If you got any other tight spots in your body, absolutely go and roll those out for us today. But that's going to be what we have for you guys. Take a second, do what you got to do, dig into the body a little bit, spend some time on yourself today with that foam roller. You will not regret it tomorrow. But that is going to be what we have for you guys today. Again, my name is Coach Christian, Coach Heather with us as well, and we can't thank you enough for coming out and working with us today. So we will see you next time, and have a great rest of your day.